No problem. Seriously, no problem at all. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Welcome to our weekly leadership Zoom. It is February 1st. Big things are coming this month, and I am excited, like super, super stoked. And for those of you guys that earned your 50% paycheck raise, that's in this today's check. So yay, that's exciting. So far this year, we have had some amazing rock stars on. We kicked off our year with Maria. We've had Amber on. We've had so many amazing leaders, and this week is no exception. And I'm so excited to have Kendra Morse on with us. And I actually have interviewed you, I think, before Kendra, but it was a while ago. It was like a hot minute ago. And
Probably a year and a half,
there's
2 years maybe.
yeah, so long. And there's so many new people. And because Lavelle is such an awesome company and there's so many 200Ks, that's why I wanted to start this call, because I'm like, people need to hear other people's stories. And, we don't get to, connect with everyone. And I'm so excited that we have this Zoom for you to share your story today and all your tips. And I know right now that you are doing some amazing things in your business, because I think it was Maria that mentioned you.
Oh,
I think it
really?
was. Yeah, somebody mentioned you. It was one of the last couple people I had on, and they were like, she said something about you rocking it out. And I'm like, okay, so that's why I messaged you.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so
So
good to hear.
I can't wait for you to share. I want to start with kind of like the backstory of you and kind of what you were doing before you even got into network marketing, and how you stumbled onto the industry and found Lavelle, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Okay, perfect. So I actually found the industry a long time ago. It was 2009. I had been in real estate, and 2008 hit. My income took a dive. 2007, I had a record year. 2008 was about a third of what I had made in 2007. And I got invited to a home meeting, and I saw a presentation, and I thought, oh my gosh, this literally the biggest thing that I will say is that I sat in that room and I thought, okay, if that guy can do that, I can do that. Like, I can do this. And I needed a way to supplement my income. I needed a way to change our situation, because relying 100% on the real estate industry was not working in 2008. So 2009, I got started with a company. I loved it. I've been involved with a couple different companies, but I had a huge break. I went through a divorce actually, and life just happened for a long time. But I will tell you, for the longest time, I was literally looking for something like this, but it had to be a product I could be passionate about. I can't get passionate about purses. I can't be passionate about like fingernails and things like that. Like, it's awesome if other people can. I can't. I had been a part of a health and wellness company before, and I love helping people from that standpoint. Like, I love it. It brings me so much joy to know that I promote a product that truly changes people's lives. So when I got introduced to this, I was on maternity leave. I'd been in a bank for almost 5 years. They did not have a work from home option. It's interesting now, because I think now, if I was in that situation now, I think a lot of banks have a different mindset about that. But at the time, it was all or nothing. You show up 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, without your baby, or we take your name off the door. And so I was on maternity leave when a friend told me about these products, and I was exhausted. He was a really tough baby. I was not sleeping very well. He wasn't napping. I just felt like crud. And my friend told me that the products had given her energy. And I was like, I don't even care what it is. I just need energy so bad right now. I'm running on fumes. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking, if this is really a great product, maybe this is something I could do from home. So I had gotten started and noticed energy within 40 minutes on the first day. 4 or 5 days in, I was sleeping better. By day 10, I had lost 5 pounds. I was ecstatic. The scale had plateaued before that. I was over 30 when I'd had my second son. The weight was not coming off like it had with my first. So to see the scale move, I was really excited. I wasn't expecting that at all. And so I started sharing. And when I first started sharing, it didn't have a lot of success. I wasn't coachable. To be honest, I was afraid. I was afraid for the most part of getting on the phone and having to talk to people, because my background was that I, as a loan officer, I had to know my products. I had to know my products inside and out. I had to have confidence in what they were. I had to have confidence in whether or not they would work for my customer or client. And I couldn't say, let me go ask my manager if this product will work for you. Let me go find out. I need to ask somebody else. And so the thought process of utilizing a three-way call to get questions answered, or having somebody else answer the questions, that was it wasn't even so much that I wasn't willing to let someone else answer the questions, but I was afraid of being found out, like people finding out that I really don't know that much about nutrition at this point in my life. And I really don't know a lot about this company. Like, people would ask questions. I so remember some of the first three-way calls that I did, someone asked, is this FDA approved? And I'm like sitting there thinking, I am so glad I'm not answering this question, because for one, I don't have any idea the answer. And for two, I never even thought to ask that question. Like, am I dumb that I didn't even think to ask a question like that? And then I found out the answer. I'm like, oh yeah, see, it is. That's kind of a silly question. But I was afraid of being found out. I was afraid of people finding out that I really didn't know a whole lot, that I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants, that I was just kind of winging it. And once I learned that that's perfect, that's what builds the confidence for somebody else to say, oh my gosh, if she can do it, I can do it. That seems like something I can do too. And that's what sparked the magic in me originally. So that is my biggest advice, is to keep things simple. Don't be the expert. Let somebody else answer the questions. The more that you're an expert, the more intimidating this whole thing is for everybody else. So that's a little bit about kind of how I got started.
I always like people to tell me, the audience or whoever's listening today, what they did before they got into network marketing, just because you might not be thinking about who in your life is a real estate agent, who in your life is, and everyone needs Thrive, but even people that you think might be successful or they have a good job, they might be looking for extra income. We're just assuming that they don't. How were you in a lot of other network marketing companies before Lavelle, or just like one?
No,
The only
I
reason I'm
had,
asking is because I just like people to share, if they did dabble in anything else, what makes Lavelle different? Like, why do you think Lavelle stands out?
Yeah, absolutely. So funny. My son is 14, and he asked me the other day, he said, do you think that because you had been a part of other companies that played a part in your success with Lavelle? And I said, possibly. I think there's a lot of different reasons, but I was a part of a health and wellness company in 2008, 2009. And then I went without for a while. It was, I think, 2013 that I had actually joined another company that was a skincare company. You guys, it's the craziest thing. I feel like everything happens for a reason, but I joined this skincare company, and very shortly after, I broke out with immense adult acne, like cystic acne. It's very hard to promote skincare products when your skin is like a mess. And it's just interesting. I just look back on that and I think that's so interesting that happened. Why did that happen then? I don't know. So I didn't really run with it. And I talk all the time about how I do believe this company is magical. It's amazing. The products are amazing. There's not another company out there that I believe competes with Lavelle from the standpoint of the products are incredible. Our cloud-based business model and the fact that they put so much into the actual products, that is different. The fact that it's free to be a part of the company, it's free to get your products every month with just the 2 referrals, all of that makes it amazing. But I also believe there is a huge component in making a flippin' decision, making a decision and no going back, no plan B. I'm doing this. I am not going to look back 6 months from now and feel like I could have done more. And that is the big thing that happened for me, was just realizing I'm running out of savings. I'm doing what's comfortable. I'm doing what I feel comfortable doing, which was everything but three-way calls. For me at the time, it was, and it's the same now. So like, it's funny, I don't know who said something, but I did commit to doing reels every day. And I've done them over 30 days in a row now, which is crazy because I have never posted 30 days in a row on social media ever. But it's making a decision. Before that, for years, I had all kinds of reasons why, it's just too hard, or I'm not creative, or I'm not coming up with ideas, or I don't know what to post, or, and it's just I still don't know what to post. I don't know what I'm going to post today. I have no idea, but it's making the decision and the commitment to do whatever it takes. It's not, what's that saying? If it's to be, it's up to me. And it's not if, it's when. It's both things. It's an amazing company. It's an amazing product. The fact that I had someone on my team last night that I love dearly, has not been actively promoting at all. I mean, really not online or doing much. And she felt she was going to fall short of hitting her auto bonus. And I was messaging with her. I'm like, let's get your auto bonus. You're so close. And she said, I know, this is the first time that I might miss it in 7 years. And I thought, do you realize that you are a part of a company that you can sit on autopilot for like 4 years and still be earning an auto bonus? That is an amazing product. Like, you have a freaking phenomenal product that you can maintain that long without showing up to your job. Like, what job is going to pay you for 4 years for not showing up? Like, it's crazy. And I heard this recently, it just cracks me up. But in this industry, it has a bad rap for a couple of reasons. Like, people think that, they have this expectation that you sign up 4 of your friends and you become a millionaire and you don't work the rest of your life. And it's been promoted that way. Like, people have promoted the industry as like, you get to be, sitting on the beach, making all kinds of money and never working. And it sets people up to have this really false expectation of how to build a business effectively and successfully. And it's, I signed up 14 people, I should be done now, right? It's like, a doctor doesn't do 1,000 surgeries and then say, okay, so can I stop doing surgeries now? Like, do I really have to keep doing surgeries to keep getting paid? Like, the dentist doesn't say, like, do I still have to clean teeth? Do I have to keep doing this to keep getting paid? Yeah, you do. You have to keep promoting and you have to keep enrolling. Like, you can't stop doing those things and then be shocked that you stop getting paid. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, so
I'm laughing right now because it's so true. It's like, and I think it's partly our fault a little bit that people get that false expectations because we're posting, sitting on a beach, I'm in front of my pool.
Yeah.
Like, but when somebody is in our inbox, we're not kind of filling them in on, look, this is going to be some work. Like, it takes some time. Like, but that's why people quit within like 5 days. Let's talk a little bit about your rise to 200K millionaire. Like, how long were you sitting at each rank? Did it go fast, slow? What did that look like?
Okay, so when I say that I had a really slow start, I hit VIP 800 barely. My husband and my mom, I think, were my promoters, and they were not promoting. So after I hit my VIP 800, I missed my VIP 1600. I missed my 4K, and it was like at least 4, maybe 5 weeks of, I did so much besides 3-way calls. I was setting up free accounts like crazy. I was sending out the pre-recorded call like crazy. I was sending out samples. I had $2,000 in volume in the month of July that year. And I swear well over 1,000 of it was my own orders that I was spending money on to get product to send out samples. I was sending out so many samples. I was sending out samples to anybody with a pulse. And a lot of times I didn't even have a phone number to do any follow-ups. I was like, send me your address. I don't care about anything else. Let me give this to you. And I didn't have very much success. No one really did anything. I think I had 4 or 5 orders, maybe. And it was a week into August when I was on a call and a leader talked about making the decision. Their life had completely changed. And I had some things that I heard in that call that I really related to as far as his personal life and how he had let a spouse stop him for a really long time. Then he made the decision to not. And that really touched me in a way that just meant a lot to me. And it showed me that I could achieve whatever I wanted to achieve with this, even if I didn't have a supportive spouse. And that's when I made a decision. It's like, there's no magic in becoming a leader. Like, you guys, you don't people think that you become a leader and then you become a leader before you have success. Let me explain it this way. You be the leader today without, it has nothing to, you don't become a leader after you achieve success. You become a leader when you decide to become a leader. So I made the decision that I'm going to do the things that scare me. I'm going to do the things that I don't want to do. So that was about a week into August. I hit 4K and 12K in the month of August. And then the next month we closed out at 33,000. The month after that, we hit 40K and 80K in the same month. Actually, I think it was in the same week. We closed out at almost 120,000 that month. To the next month, we closed out at 174. So my 5th full month of promoting, we hit 200K. 3 months later, we were over 500,000 a month. 18 months in, we hit $1 million a month in sales. I think it was about just shy of 3 years that I hit a millionaire status with the company. I laugh because I just, you guys, becoming a millionaire with Lavelle. It means you've earned $1 million with Lavelle. Does that mean you're actually a millionaire? So like, depending on how much money you spend and what you do with your money, it's super important that you're making really good choices, that you're investing, that you're not just spending all your money, that you're saving for taxes, but you're also putting money aside in some kind of investment so that you actually become a millionaire as well, not just have earned $1 million. So
Yeah, I know. I think people just think nope, it's how much you've accumulated.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I'm an actual millionaire. Like, that'd be
Yeah.
cool. It'll come.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
I have got to ask you, I think one of the biggest reasons why this Zoom has gotten so big and a lot of people get on is because they like it sounds horrible, but they like hearing about the stuff that went wrong.
Yeah.
And I think they do because everybody on this Zoom right now is in a place. Some are in great places and some are in a stuck place. Some maybe they lost somebody to another company and they feel like I'm starting over, and maybe they have a red leg and they're like, when can I find that other 50%? Or maybe they've just been stuck at a rank for dang ever and they just feel like they're going to be a 4K forever or a 12K forever. What are some of the things that either you've personally witnessed in your business, things you've had to overcome, or you've watched other people underneath of you, have to push through?
So I have not shared this anywhere. This is more recent. And I think that it's important for people to understand, because you think, I saw another leader that's a millionaire with a company post about this, and I was like, yeah, it's so true. You think when you get to some like rank that everything's there, and nothing is there. It's not like everything in your life will be right when you hit millionaire status or you hit 200K. Like, you don't like, it's not like you get there and everything just necessarily makes sense all of a sudden. It's like you still have all the same things that you're struggling with. You still have the things that you have in your mind. You still have the negative thoughts. Like, imposter syndrome. I have struggled with imposter syndrome after going through a period of time. Like, I've earned over $2 million with this company, and I was at a place where I was really feeling like I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can have success with this. I don't know if I know how to do this. And recently it's like, why am I struggling with this? I know how to do this. I know how to help people. That's all you need to know, is that the products help people, that you need to follow the system, and you need to be confident and passionate every single day about showing up. You need to be the leader, not based on the results that you have, but based on who you are every single day, the commitments that you make to yourself. It has nothing to do with the income that you get or the rank that you're at or any of that. It's what commitments do you make to yourself that you follow through on? What things do you say, I'm going to do this, and you do it consistently? Something that I think is so important is that if you want to be in this business long term, if you want to do this long term, if you want to be a professional network marketer, you want to create a career, you cannot do that based off just emotion. You cannot build this business when you feel like it. You cannot just show up when you feel all happy and excited. Like, our dog died and I still showed up. It was horrible. Like, it was such a horrible day, and I'm like still showing up because, and I will share another thing too that helped. This is totally like a weird side thing. You have to make some kind of a commitment. And wherever you're at, like for me, I had to start really slow again. I hustled my face off, you guys. I worked so hard for 18 months. I missed bedtime stories. I missed dinners. I missed barbecues. And you know what? I told people for a long time, you had to do that to have success. And then I got to a place where I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to hustle my face off. I don't want to miss bedtime stories. I don't want to miss dinners. I don't want to miss barbecues. I feel like we did a disservice for a while by acting like we never do anything fun and all we do is work our faces off. At least that was me. Because I got to a place where I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. How do I promote this business and this opportunity when I feel like when I believe in my soul, the only way you can be successful is working your face off. So I had to get to a place where I'm like, no, I believe that I can build this business like a normal career, like a normal amount of hours, like not a crazy amount of hours. Like, I can show up consistently, but I can unplug and go play with my kids, and that's fine. I can go play Barbies in the middle of the day for 2 hours, and I can show back up and I can be present as long as I make commitments to myself and I show up every day and I follow my daily method of operations, and I'm present every day in some way, some form or fashion. And some days that's 20 minutes in the day that's committed to the business. So I had I tried to show up on Reels for a little bit, and then I'd miss a day. And it's so easy to make an excuse. Like, it's just easy. It's easy to make excuses. What works really well, and this is really funny. So a person on my team and I decided there's an app called Braid. It's kind of like PayPal or Venmo, I guess. And you can both like add to the pot. You can both like put money in. And this was inspired by my husband because all the guys he works with, they all put money into a pot. And they all were working out. And as soon as someone missed 5 days a week, they got kicked out. And then it's down to 2 guys. They have this pot of money. They both work out 5 days a week. They message each other down every day when they do their stuff. And whoever doesn't show up loses out, and the last guy standing gets the rest of the pot. So my other promoter's like, why don't we do that? We should do that. So we started putting $5 a week into a pot. It's like the silliest thing, because the very first week it was $5. We were both like, oh, I'm not gonna not show up because I don't want to miss out on my $5. I don't want you to get the pot. And it's up to like, I don't know, $50 or $60 now. It's just silly, but it's really been effective for us. And you know what's really cool is after the first week, we started out with just 5 days a week. You know what our commitment is, our daily method of operations, and our five reels, or a reel every day, Monday through Friday. Well, the second weekend, we both, without even talking to each other about it, started doing reels on the weekends. I'm telling you guys, energy, consistency compounds. If you show up consistently and you follow through on your word to yourself, the commitment you make to yourself, you gain energy, you gain momentum, you gain steam, you gain creative energy. Like, your mind starts thinking about more things. You become more optimistic about coming up with ideas. It's the craziest thing, but it's like, it's not from hustling your face off. It's not from working 18 hours a day for 14 days. And then all of a sudden you feel energized. It comes from just coming into showing up in your business consistently. So that's what's been really helpful for us.
Yeah, I was thinking about like people always say to me, how do you get motivated? And I'm like, I'm not motivated a lot of the time. I just
Yeah.
start. And once I start, it's like, I don't feel like doing a Zoom today. But then at the end of it, I'm like, that was awesome. Like, you don't ever feel like it. Like, who feels like going to a 9-to-5 job for the rest of their life? Nobody, but they do it to keep the lights on. Like, you just have to do it.
Yeah.
You mentioned the real thing and how you've been really sticking to that. Have you noticed a difference in your business?
Yeah. So it's interesting because at first it was like, is this, what is the point of this? Like, I don't know. It's just something. Now we've started getting messages like, hey, I want to know more about what you're doing. And it's only been 30 days. I feel like it's something that you have to show up. This business, you have to show up on social media. You have to be consistent. You're never going to build trust. So I think that's something that's super important, is to understand that when you first start a business like this, you have influence over the people that you know. They know, like, and trust you, right? So you build your first wave of this business with the people that you know, and you can text them, you can call them, you can email them, you can Facebook message them, whatever. You can start by sharing things on your social media, and you get this huge wave of people that, because you've built that know, like, and trust, they trust you. Well, after that, if you want to be a professional, you have to be intentional about showing up consistently to build know, like, and trust with people that do not know you. You have to show up in a way authentically, you, not just sell. This is not about just like buy my stuff, but you have to be showing up in a way that people start to like you and then want to do business with you. And it's not, I mean, you can go out you can go to the mall, you can go to the coffee shop, but at some point you have to meet new people. You have to find new people. You have to add new people to your social media, and you have to be showing up. Well, the thing about the reels, I don't think reels alone is what's going to build anyone's business. Like, you got to do all the work. You got to show up in all the ways. Like, you have to be messaging people. You have to be following up with people. You have to do all the things. It's not just reels. But I will say, reels are like, you guys, 3 years ago, you had to do a live for like 20 minutes. You had to show up on Facebook for 20 minutes talking. Like, that is so intimidating. That is so hard. Now it's 9 seconds. Can you show up for 9 seconds every day? Can you find 9 seconds of entertainment to put online every single day? It's like the easiest time that it's literally okay to copy everybody's stuff. Like, find people that you like, that you're inspired by, and create a reel that's similar. Like, not just copy, but it's the first time ever that there's all kinds of ideas out there that you literally just can lip sync to somebody else's sound and put out 9 seconds worth of content every day, and you're showing up. So I am committed to a reel, and I'm committed to my stories every day. Those are things that I do every single day on social media, and I've started adding in more. And again, I've never posted on social media 30 days in a row, ever. But I am committed to showing up consistently and being very, 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 very present. I want to be top of mind, and I want to build my following, and I want to build my brand. And I want to show up so that I gain that know, like, and trust with people that do not know me. And so it's just been a layering of one thing at a time. And it started out with just capsules in my stories. That was something that I couldn't stick to. Honestly, 6 months ago, I was told, this is really effective, you should do this. And I couldn't stick to it. And, you know, the reasons why, all kinds of reasons why, self-doubt, all kinds of stupid limiting beliefs, imposter syndrome, like all kinds of silly things, or I just don't feel like it. And you have to just, I want you guys to understand that managing your mind is first and foremost in this business. Managing the thoughts that you have, managing the things that you believe about yourself. Don't say anything about yourself you don't want to be true. If you're saying, I suck at this business, I'm never going to be a leader, guess what? All that's going to be true. So you have to manage those thoughts, and you have to decide, what am I going to listen to every day that's going to put me in a positive mindset? What am I going to do every day? What am I going to cut out that is putting me in a bad mindset? And what am I going to do every day that's going to set me up for success for the day? How am I going to start my day? What am I going to plug into? You have to stay plugged into things. If you're not plugging into team calls, corporate calls, trainings, all of that, like, but also outside of that, if it's podcasts, if it's audiobooks, if it's reading an actual book, you have to manage that. It's your job. And motivation is not, you cannot build your business on motivation and emotion. It is built on discipline. It is built on making a commitment and following through with that commitment every single day, whether you feel like it or not.
Oh my gosh, I love that. You have to build your business on motivation and discipline, not emotion. I mean, if we built our business off of emotion, can you imagine? I would show
You
up
wouldn't.
whenever.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
just based off of something going bad today, and I just don't feel like it. You said, the other thing you said was like that wave, like everybody comes in and then like, you know, you've got friends and family, people that already know, like, and trust you. And some people have a lot of people that know, like, and trust them, and they run to 200K. Some people don't have a ton of people because they just have a small circle. And it's so crazy because I've actually had 200Ks, 80Ks that flew there and are no longer here because the second they ran out of who they knew, they were not willing to put in the time and the work to build new know, like, and trust with, you know, other people. And I think it's because people just don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite way, or what do you do most to get out there to meet new people? Is it mostly online? Is it out and about? Like, what's your jam?
I'm such a homebody. I'm all about online. I'm like doing all the online things. So when I was talking about my daily method of operations, part of that is birthdays. And one thing I want to talk about with birthdays that I think Gary Vee says marketers ruin everything. They ruin everything. And birthdays, there was a time where birthdays were an opportunity to promote your products, right? And I think it was effective, and everything is effective initially. And going back to what you said, I want to say something about that. So many people think that they go through that first wave and then they go through the valley of death, right? Where all of a sudden now it's hard. Jim Rohn said, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better, right? So many people think, oh, I'm in this valley because I've been with this company too long. And if I go to another company, then I'll be past the valley. Well, then it just, the cycle starts over, and they do the same thing. And they only get so far. You're only ever going to get so far if you don't decide that you're going to be committed to whatever it takes to build that know, like, and trust with new people on an ongoing basis, on a consistent basis. So I wanted to say that, like, it's not the company that you're with. It's the number of people that you have influence over. That's the bottom line. That's all it is. Past that, if you want to get past that, you got to figure out how to get past that, right? So showing up on social media, building know, like, and trust, but also doing the reach outs. And the thing I want to say about birthdays is I had, there was a time where it was like, let me send you a sample, and it was effective. I believe I had stopped doing that for a while, and I started doing it again. And it was amazing the number of people that wouldn't even respond to a message about a free sample, right? And I got to thinking, I'm like, that's because everyone is offering all kinds of crap on people's birthdays. You're not making it about the person's birthday anymore. It's all about us. It's all about me. It's like, I know it's your birthday, but I'm going to take advantage of it for my benefit, right? So I made I don't know if you're getting all that background noise. I made the decision to shift my mindset on birthdays, and I am 1,000%. Intention is everything. Your intentions always shine through. How you show up in your relationships, in your friendships, like what your intentions are, whether you know it or not, they show through. So I made the intention that I'm going to reach out to every single person every single day on their birthday and say, happy birthday. How the heck are you? For 100% just to talk to them and to see how they're doing and to say happy birthday and to celebrate their day and not make it about me. And I've gotten orders as like a byproduct of that, but that's not my intention. I'm not reaching out to people on their birthday to get something. I'm reaching out to them to tell them happy birthday. You mean a lot to me. I'm grateful for you in my life or whatever. The other thing that I like to say is, I hope this is your best year yet. I hope this is the best year you've ever had. I want to wish people well on their birthday and have conversations with people based on how I can better their day instead of better my business. Does that make sense?
No, totally. And I think that that's a lot of people's problems as they wake up every day and it's like, who can I sign up as a promoter? Who can I sign up as a customer? And the intention going into every conversation is that
Yeah,
intention. Even if they're not even talking about Lavelle, it's still the intention.
it's
And I
there.
think that until it becomes, hey, I'm genuinely interested in getting to know this person. I genuinely just want to say happy birthday. I don't care where it goes. Like until you
Mm-hmm.
to that place, I think that's where it starts to happen because
Yep.
people are pretty smart. They feel like if
Yep.
something feels hokey or not. When you said, you talked about three-way calls in the beginning, but I wanted to ask you, do you feel like that was kind of the turning point to get it going? Because you said at first you went a little,
Oh, 1,000%. I still do three-way calls and I still post on my team page when I'm doing three-way calls. Like, I think that is the most important part of this business because it goes back to it's like the presentation that I saw where the guy, he wasn't like a great presenter and it wasn't like amazing. It was literally like, that's it. And but the thing about that was the key component was the fact that they had on their flip chart. This is back in the days of like home parties and flip charts. This was a long time ago. They had an income sheet and he said, this is where I'm at in the business. And it was a lot. I mean, I remember thinking like, that guy is making that much money flipping that flip chart and reading what's on the pages. Like, that's it. I can do that. And that's the magic. And I think that you really only get that. You have to remove yourself from the equation. If you're like smooth talker and you're talking people into things, no one else really wants to do that. And not very many people can do that long term. So you have to rely on tools and resources. You have to plug people into a system. Are you open? You have to pique people's interest. Ask, are you open? If they are, watch this video. What questions do you have? Here, talk to my friends. That's it. Like, that's all. The simpler that you keep things and the less that you're the source of information beyond your own experience, the more people say, I think I can do that too. And three-way calls, three-way chats, like, I don't believe a three-way chat will ever be as impactful as a three-way call. There are absolutely times where a three-way chat is the only option. Do a three-way chat over nothing. Absolutely. But I always go for a call. I think that we miss so much connection in a chat. There's just it's not the same as talking on the phone with somebody and asking them, what are you looking for? What are you struggling with? What problems do you want to overcome? Like, what goals do you have? Like, what do you want to achieve with this? Like, how are you going to know how to coach someone through their hard times if you don't even know what the hell they're doing this for? Like, why do they want this? Why do they need this? Like, that's the other thing. You cannot be so focused on selling everyone what you have without ever knowing who actually needs what we have. Like, I think it's easy to say, like, everyone needs it. Well, yeah, everyone needs Thrive. Everyone needs more money. That's true. But no one feels like you actually care if you don't ever take the time to ask them what they're struggling with, to know why that person needs this. Does that make sense?
yeah, 1,000%. And I hope people are taking notes because I just, while you were talking, I just put it in one of our chats. I'm like, this is such a good call today. What do you feel like is the biggest, I don't know, like mistake you see other people make in their business, or maybe the biggest lesson you've learned?
Um, I think one thing that has really been on my mind a lot lately is people think you need to show up like someone else is showing up. You got to figure out how to show up as the you that you used to be and the you that you want to be for others. But really think about, like, everyone thinks it's so common. What do I have to offer? What do I have to share? So I don't have anything special to share. I'm not special. I'm not different. I don't really have anything unique about me. So I'm going to show up like I see so-and-so showing up. Like, I'm going to do what they're doing because they must be having success, right? And that's the farthest thing from the truth. You have to figure out from your story, you have things about your life, things that you've overcome, things that you've gotten past, things that you've moved past that you can share as your authentic story. And people will feel like you're being real when you share, and not from a victim standpoint, not like, oh, poor me, that all this crap has happened to me in my life. But like, these are some of the things I've struggled with, and this is where I'm at now. And even just as simple as the products, like for me, I needed to be talking, this is something I was taking notes on this morning. I need to be talking a lot more about the fact that my weight had plateaued. I haven't talked about this in years. My weight plateaued, and I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated in how I changed my diet so much. My son, my daughter had no issues. She's like angel baby, perfect baby. My son was like really hard. He had reflux. He was tongue-tied. We didn't know it till he was 6 weeks old. He was allergic to dairy. He had really bad colic. I had changed my whole entire diet to accommodate that, and cut out dairy, tried to cut out like sugar and a lot of things like that. And I felt like I was eating like a caveman, and I still wasn't losing weight. I need to be talking about that. Like, I was so frustrated with feeling like I am not getting to eat things that I like. I feel like crud. I'm exhausted, and I can't lose this baby weight. And Thrive changed that. This product changed that. It got broke the plateau. Like, can you imagine how many people reading about that? And not to get into, I don't talk about Thrive. I mean, I do and I don't. Like, I think it's super important to get people to ask you, what are you doing? But to talk about the problem, not just like, buy my 3 steps, take my 3 steps, take these products, you need these products. Like, what problems has it helped you overcome? And go back to that place where you were when you started. Like, it's so easy to think like, oh, I need to tell people I've been doing this for 8 years. No one gives a rat's behind about something you've been doing for 8 years. What did it do for you when you started? What was, like, I think Paul talks about this all the time. What was those first 10 days like for you? What changed for you? What problem did you have, and how did you get past that? And that's what people will resonate with. So don't be like anyone else. Share your own true, authentic story.
Yeah, don't compare yourself to other people. You're you.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, I always ask this because it's so super interesting to me, and I think it gives other people kind of a sense of numbers, because at the end of the day, you'll have that new person in your inbox. They're 3 months in and they're like, well, nobody wants this. Or, gosh, I've reached out to everyone I know, right? We've all heard that one. Everybody I know says this is too expensive. And I always try to explain to people, do you know how many hundreds of people I've had to reach out to just to find one? That maybe I might find 5 people out of 100, but one of those actually is here in a year. I guess it's a 2-part question on, how many people do you think you've personally brought into this business, and how many of those are still here?
Oh gosh, that is something in the industry that is not talked about enough, but it's attrition, and it happens. People quit on themselves. Like, when you have such a low cost of entry, a business that people can start for nothing here, right? Free. You have a lot of people start, and you have a lot of people give up on themselves. You have a lot of people quit on their dreams. You have a lot of people give up on what it is that they want to do. And you can't. So first off, I heard this the other day and I thought it was so good. Like, so the restaurant owner doesn't sit at his window watching the cars go by and cry because every single car didn't stop at his restaurant. Like, not everybody wants what you have, and not everybody's in the right timing. So you have to understand that everybody's timing is different. And I love how Maria always says, love people where they're at, because you don't know when they're going to be in a place that this is what they need. And then as far as like people quitting, like, that is the sad reality. I wish that was talked about more, because people get really upset when someone leaves. A team member leaves. I've had team members leave. Absolutely. I've had an 80K leave, 200K. I've had a 200K leave. Like the more I think about it, it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, no, big time ranks have left. And I think that it's everywhere. There's nothing that anyone does wrong or anything like that. It's just, oh, I wonder why, who's calling me. Let me decline that. I just so you guys know, I have someone coming sometime today to check my internet. I have not had internet for almost 2 weeks. And so I'm working off just my phone. I have my laptop. I don't have my laptop right now. I'm like, I really need internet. But they haven't come yet. So anyways, it's the reality. Like if McDonald's could be started for $150, how many people would start and quit? Like that's just the reality. People quit, and you have to decide that you're going with or without them. And I think one of the things that I guess I've always kind of carried with me was that, and I think that this is another thing that people get really hung up on, is when you get started, you want certain people to do this with you. You want people to be a part of it with you. And I had people that I really wanted to be a part of this with me, and they weren't interested. And I had to go on without them. I had to like go on and prove that it was possible without them. And one of my best friends, Diana Smith, she said, good luck with your little vitamins. And I went on and earned the auto bonus without her. And she ended up joining because I had the car and I was showing my keys. And I posted, I'm getting voicemails too. Then she joined. She joined because I proved to her I could do it without her. The other thing is I have someone that I like, one person comes to mind. When you bring that up, there's one person that comes to mind that it breaks my heart that she's not a part of this anymore. And she's not doing anything else. I've had other leaders that have left and have gone and done other things, and then they do 5 other things, or then they just quit altogether. And it's people quit on themselves, and you have to understand that's 100,000% part of the business, part of the industry, and part of life. It's not just unique to this industry. Like, how many people get into doing hair and quit? How many people get into doing nails and then do something else, or do photography for a year or two, and then they decide that's really hard. It's hard to build it's hard to build a business. It's hard. It's not easy. We would not be paid such insane money if it was easy. It's not easy. It's not simple. I mean, I guess I have always said that it's a simple business. It's not an easy business, but leading people and helping people see the magic in this business is helping other people see in themselves something that they don't see on their own, and being that bridge for somebody to see, hey, I could probably have success doing this too. And in the beginning, that's 2 people. It's getting their products for free. It's getting their first comment or their first paycheck or their first $500 or their first comma check, like helping those little baby steps along the way. And the one person that I think of, she got to 80K. She's over 100K in volume. And now she's just a mom. And it does break my heart that she's the one person I always think of. Like, I so wish she was still a part of this with me, but she's not. And I'm not going to quit because she's not, because somebody else needs it. Somebody else is going to start this year. Somebody's going to start next year. Somebody's going to start 5 years from now, with or without her, right? So if I stop because she stopped, how does that help everybody else? It doesn't. So you got to understand that that's 100,000% part of the business.
Yeah, when you said that, I was just thinking, when I waited tables, there was like a new waitress every week. You know what I mean? Like, people just quit. That's what they do.
They quit on everything.
They do everything. When I just have like 2 more questions. When you sign up a new promoter, somebody's in your inbox. I mean, we're in that season right now where people are going to start signing people, and Belle's probably going to come out with something, and the light bulb's going to turn on, and all of a sudden we're going to have all these people in our inbox. Fingers crossed. That's the plan. How do you take that person through that first 2 weeks to a month to hopefully help them get their VIP bonuses and maybe even go 4K?
So part of that is going back to the questions that you asked when you first signed them. So you need to be really good. When you have someone message you today that says, hey, I want to know about this, you get on the phone with them and you talk to them. You spend time understanding their problems. What's keeping them up at night? What are they struggling with? What's the question? What's their $1 million dream question? Dream wish. What's their dream wish? Like, ask them, like, if you could have anything in the world right now, what would it be? And understand really where they are, because 3 days into them being a promoter, when you reach back out and say, hey, you told me that you really wanted to be able to retire your husband. You really wanted to be able to do XYZ. You really wanted to get enough in the bank to pay for the trip to Disney, like whatever it is, you're going you have to be the leader. You have to be the one that reminds them not to give up on themselves, because their goals are bigger than things that are hard in this business. And I love how, I think it's Paul that's talked about how they're like an infant, and you have to believe in them more than they believe in themselves. You have to encourage them, and you have to be bold enough to lead them through the things that are hard, the messaging of people, like, who can we call today? Who can we get on the phone today? Who do you know that would absolutely benefit from these products that we can talk to today? And you can't just sit back and hope they figure it out. They're not going to. You have to walk them through every single step, send them, like I send a message, send this out, ask this question, message this person with this. This is how I would follow up to that. Like, help them with every single step of the way. But you also have to be like, you're doing this. We're doing this. You're doing this. You can do this. I remember the very first time I heard, I was in a store, I think it was like in Walmart or something. And the very first time I heard the VIP bonuses, in my head, I'm thinking, I can't sell. Wait, how much did you say? Maybe I could sell. I got off the phone. I can't do that. Who do I know that I can't talk anyone into doing that? Because I didn't have the confidence. But it was my upline calling me again, saying, you can do this. Come on, let's go. You absolutely can do this. You have to kind of be a driver. Like, you have to be the person that says, look, I promise what's on the other side of your fears is worth it. You have to help them overcome the fears, that, like, the rejection. People are going to reject you. I think the other thing is, set your new people up to understand that not everybody is going to say yes to this. Tell them that. Tell them you're going to have people that say no. You have to be okay with that. And that's fine. And that's normal. Like, you're not a bad salesperson because someone says no. You're not a bad promoter because your best friend isn't going to do this with you. That's fine. Go without her. She'll come along later. Like, set them up for success in that you're going to be told no. And you have to talk to probably 25 people to hit VIP 800. Really, that's the numbers.
Yeah, it is. It's like, this whole thing. I hate the word game, but it is a numbers game. The more people you talk to, the more likely you are that you're going to run into somebody that's going to go, okay, I get it. I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got another question for you that I've been getting a lot lately. And I feel like a lot of people have a problem with organization, follow up. Like, do you have any tips on how do you keep track of, I don't know, who you're going to message today and how much, when the customer auto ship goes out or all that?
Yeah. So this is all my Facebook friends on a list, and I have a YouTube video I can share with how to print that off this way, because this is way less paper than the other way that I knew, because I put it in columns. So all the people that I'm friends with, every single person, the stack is, I don't know if you guys can see how thick this is, but I have 5,000 friends on Facebook. So that, and then so keeping track of my daily method of operations, like my must do's. It's a little bit different than the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but it's essentially the same thing. But I have it on my phone. I have it in my notes. And the coolest thing ever is that there's a little have you seen the like bubbles that you can put, like almost like a bullet point, but it's an open bubble? You can actually like fill the bubble. And I'm telling you guys, there is a lot of truth to checking the box, right? Like, there's so much about like checking the box that feels good. If it fuels your feel good emotions. So I do that. I uncheck all my boxes every day, and I recheck all my boxes when I go through all my daily method of operations. And then I found this. I mean, I'm not organized. This is what I'll say. I'm the last person on earth to be talking about organization. I was so far from an organized person. But I did get one of these like desktop calendars that has every single day. And I'm just writing down the names of the people that I've like going through my lists and I work from my list, look at their page, see who's posted something recently that I have a reason to reach out to them. Like, it's not just totally random. And then I do my follow-ups based on who I messaged the week before. So it's not really the thing I will say about this is that you're not having success because you're not organized. You're not having success because something is stopping you in your mind. Something is saying, I am not good enough. There's something going on in your head that is stopping you. You have to get control of that, figure out what it is. What's the story that you're telling yourself that is stopping you from talking to people today?
I was laughing so hard because I always tell people, you have no idea how unorganized I am. but yeah, I still
Right.
managed to do this. It's like, if people always like, I'd love to come watch you work for a day. And I'm like, oh my
Uh,
God, you'd be like, how did this girl do this? Like, she is a hot
right.
mess. But you
You'd be
are so
horrified.
right. You're so right. It's somebody's attitude. Like, the difference between, we could both be in a room and you could be signed as a distributor day one and I could be in for 5 years, a millionaire. That person doesn't know what rank you are, what that means, 200K. They don't know if you've been in a day or 5 years. They just know your
Yep.
energy, your confidence, your excitement. That's all they
Hmm.
know. Like, that's the difference between, we could be talking to the same person, and the only reason that I would sign them before somebody, or you would sign them before somebody that's been in a day, is our confidence and excitement. Like, that is
Yep.
it. And that leads
Yep.
me really to my last question is, I feel like one of the things we don't talk about enough, but it's the most important part of this business, is self-development, because I feel like it's 99% of your success is once you believe that you can do it, once you believe in Lavelle, the product, believe in
Yep.
yourself, it's just 1% action. Like, go act. Like, after that, it's giving up isn't an option. Like, you just know where you're
Yep.
going and know you're going to do it. What are some things you feel like you've done over your time? Because I look at the person I am today and the person I was before I ever got into this industry, and I don't even know who that person is anymore. Like, I didn't know what a
Hmm.
dream board was, or, you know, reading a book or watching a podcast. Like, that just wasn't in my vocabulary. I was going through, like, life, just going to work every day, paying the bills, my one day off, spending time with my kids. And like, it was never, hey, what do you want for yourself? Or how do you want to become a better person? And then I look at, like, myself now, all these years later, and I'm like, wow, what a difference it can make to do all these little things that people think are silly, like gratitude journals and sticky
Yeah.
notes. And like, it's just so crazy, but most people avoid it. They aren't doing it. And it's the
Hmm.
piece that's missing. What are things that you feel like, I don't know, that you've done or you think other people should do to, like, maybe get started on their journey of self-development?
So I I love self development. I actually like self development is like my jam big time. And I used to tell my friend Diana that I was looking for the perfect network marketing company because I love self development. And she makes fun of me still to this day about how she was like, you were so weird about it. Like you were like, I want to be a part of a company because I love self development. The thing is my advice is that you have to keep it in balance and in check. You have to commit to self development, but not over commit to self development, because you can listen to 14 hours a day of self development and not be actually self developing. Like you have to listen. Like I actually did a live on my Facebook page last week about this, or a few weeks ago about this, that there's a sweet spot. Like you need to be committed to self development, but only to a certain point. And then you need to take action. Like you have to have both. 10 pages a day, 30 minutes a day. Beyond that, you're using it as a crutch. Um, Gratitude is massive. Like it is massive. Intentions, understanding your vision and your goals. Like, do you have things written down for yourself that you want to achieve? Like, are you looking at that every day? Like, it's the vision board thing. Like, do you have a vision for your life? Are you looking at it every day? Are you reading it every day? And then are you taking action? And you have to have both. So my thing is that for a while, when I was really struggling with like the imposter syndrome thing, I was listening to foo-foo things. That's the best way I can describe it. Like foo-foo self-development stuff. So it's like dreamy, like I think the book that I had I took upstairs. It's an amazing book, like one book called The Big Magic. You listen to it and you like it like feel good. You feel good and you feel inspired. But there's nothing in that book that actually helps you in this business. So my challenge is that you listen to or read 5 books around network marketing that give you like actionable steps. Like this is how this business is successful. This is what it can do for you, but this is how. And then like go do the how. Like because a lot of self-development stuff is there's no how. There's no action steps. There's no like do this today. Like show up in this way today. Like do this right. So you have to be intentional about investing time, but only a certain amount of time. Find that sweet spot. 10 pages a day, 30 minutes a day. Beyond that, you're using it as a crutch.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. I call it the busy work trap, where you get that
Mm-hmm.
promoter that's been in your business like a year or two, and they come to you and they're like, I haven't grown, but they're on every Zoom. They're like 20 dream boards
Yeah.
in their house, reading 10 books a
Yep.
month.
90,
Yeah.
90% of network marketers think they're doing a lot of work in their business every day, and they're exhausted because they think I've spent so much time and I'm not getting anywhere. That's because you're spending all your time doing things that are not actually income producing activities.
Right.
Bottom line.
Amen. Yeah. It's like so huge. They fall into management mode, either that or they're totally, I have girls on my team that they like know every ingredient. They know where the ingredient originated from, what country, what herb. It's like, I'm sorry, but none of that is going to make you money. I still don't even know stuff in the cloud office. Like, I don't spend a lot of time in it because it doesn't make me money. Yeah, it's so true. So true. Oh my gosh, Kendra, can I just tell you, thank you so much. Like, so
Thank you
good
for
today.
having me.
So many tips, so inspiring, just all of it. So good. And I'm just super, super excited for people to get off today's Zoom and implement some of this stuff. And hopefully, you guys, we're recording this, so we'll get the recording out when it's downloaded and get this one out to your team today. And don't forget, we get paid in a minute. So, I mean, I think personally, yay, my one of my best days of the week is Tuesdays. Like, if I had people reach out, it's because of a payday post, and it's not, oh, look at my jet, look at my plane, look at my 3 cars in the driveway. It's, hey, I just paid for groceries for a week. Hey, I just helped my daughter with her college books. I mean, that's the stuff that people are like, that's attainable. I believe that. You know what I mean? That I want to go after that. So don't forget to make your payday post, guys. And it's February 1st. Sky's the limit. I'm super excited to see what's to come. I know that they've been hinting around that something's coming this week, hopefully. So I'm excited. Hopefully all of you guys are getting plugged in. And Kendra, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys will be back here next week. Thanks so much. We'll be back here next week, same time, same place, same link. A new leader will be on sharing their story and their tips. So save it, put a little alarm on your phone, let your new people know. And thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for plugging in. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.